All right, and I'm going to put up our presentation for you guys. There we go. All right, this is weird. I can't see you guys, but I'm going to roll with it. Oh, I didn't share my screen yet. Ha! You guys have to see my screen. Sometimes my blonde roots come through. It's totally fine, guys. Okay.
Oh, reminds me. I forgot to drink my active today. A little too late now.
Okay,
I got
there
my
we go. Can you guys see the toolbar? I'm just curious. The Zoom toolbar? Great. Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Michelle Rose. I am happy that you guys are here. We are going to make this as informational and inspiring, as powerful as possible in a short amount of time as possible, because we respect your time, as we always respect our own time as well. Time is a very valuable commodity. So Joy and I are here to share a little bit about gut health with you guys, the power of it, what we have personally experienced and what we see every single day from the power. Okay, so a little bit kind of just what our bodies look like and what gut health looks like. So Mark Hyman is actually one of my absolute favorite people. He's a functional medicine doctor, and he talks a lot about how our body is an integrated system. It's not just like oh, your appendix ruptured. Okay, we're going to take that out. Everything's fixed. No, our bodies work together. It is a system, and we need to treat it as one. And so when we focus on gut health, we're not looking at one thing. We're not looking at just the stomach. We're not looking at just the esophagus. We're looking at it as a whole, and we want to support it as a whole. So this is me, a little bit about myself. I'm going to share my story a bit with you. As you can see by what I refer to as my mugshot, and I think that's very fitting. I honestly cringe every time I look at it, but that it's a good thing to be able to look at and see where I was. Honestly, I almost don't even recognize the person because I'm so far removed from who that person is this day. But what took me to the mugshot? I was diagnosed when I was 15 years old with an autoimmune disorder. And that's a lot of the time where I start telling my story. However, it actually stems back, and I spent basically my whole life dealing with little things that I thought were normal, like allergies, asthma, tiredness. I want to say insomnia. I did have insomnia for some reason. I thought that was pseudo normal. My doctor didn't really seem to bat an eye when she's like, oh, you have some pretty big issues with sleeping. But as you can tell from the picture, the biggest thing was when I hit puberty, I got cystic acne. 2 thumbs up for how much fun that was. Talk about embarrassing. Puberty alone is more than enough. I didn't really want cystic acne on top of it. So my mom did what most parents do, took me to a dermatologist, and they prescribed me medications. Well, one of said medications actually was an antibiotic, and I proceeded to take that antibiotic regularly for years, actually lots and lots and lots and lots of years, well over a decade, because it did marvelous things for my cystic acne. However, Western medicine never put up a red flag and said, hey, antibiotics on a regular, or just antibiotics in general, are terrible for your gut health and can lead to issues. So about 3 years or so after I started said antibiotics, I was diagnosed with my autoimmune digestion disorder. And at the time, it was, this is what you have. Here's some medication, figure out some lifestyle, diet things, and you're good to go. Well, I thought I was good to go. I got on top of kind of the symptoms I was dealing with at that point in time. However, as the years went by, more things started to pile on and pile on and pile on. One of my big moments of this isn't good was I was a senior in college, and I am a runner, been an athlete my whole life. So I was a collegiate athlete. I was running PRs in the 1500 at that time. The season had just started. I was in really good shape, and I got sick. I got some kind of viral infection, couldn't really get out of bed. Couple of weeks later, I ended up with what's called gastroenteritis, and I went from my cute little petite self to being what looked like about 6 months pregnant overnight, hospitalized for that situation. And then after I was released from that, I just couldn't get it back. I couldn't walk down the street without being out of breath at that point in time. So I went from about 2 weeks prior to running my fastest times ever in a 1500 meter to not being able to walk to the library, which was about 2 or 3 blocks from my apartment. That's how bad it was. The biggest thing that hit me in the face was when I went to see my doctor, because I was just like constantly going to the doctor of like, this isn't getting it better. What is wrong? What is going on? And she wrote me a note. You know, those notes you get to like be excused from PE? Well, I got one of those to be excused from running the day before my conference track meet, which was the big event that was like state for us, like for high school, you know, for college, conference was our state. The only next step is nationals from there. And she said, you're no longer allowed to run. You are not running tomorrow. You are not allowed to compete. I am pulling you because I am concerned you're going to have a heart attack. Because I was 21 years old in the best shape of my life. And my doctor just told me she thought I was going to have a heart attack. So big pill to swallow. Life got a little bit better when 9 months later, we found out I had a gluten intolerance. But then I started to get sick again. And 7 years ago, I started this journey. But 8 years ago yesterday, actually, one of the most beautiful things in my life happened, which ended up being one of the worst things in my life to happen all at the same time. My daughter was born. My oldest was born. And like I said, the most beautiful thing in my life, but it also put me in the worst space of my life. And I hit my rock bottom as a brand new mom. And it wasn't necessarily postpartum depression. It was all of life took me out. Having a child can destroy your body, and it destroyed mine. And I barely made it off the couch most days. I was miserable and mentally, emotionally, physically. And that is when I heard about gut health. And for the first time in my life, I had hope again. I had hope that I could feel better. And so if you can't tell, a lot has changed in those 7 years, but like the picture of me, especially the one on the right, I hope it's right for everyone. It's my right, is who I am now and who I feel like God has made me to be and who I can show up to be. I am in the process of healing my autoimmune disorder. Naturally, I'm getting close to finding remission from that. I have energy to go all day. I sleep amazing. I feel amazing. And I am the mom that I've always dreamed of being too. So I was able to heal my body from the inside, which nothing else that I have ever been given did for me. And that's what's been able to create this giant transformation and why I show up every day and share what has happened. So I'm going to turn it over to my beautiful friend, Joy, and she's going to share a little bit of her story.
Hello. Yes, I am Joy Jordan, and I am a registered dietitian. And I met Michelle through running Hood to Coast. And that picture up in, it's my left side corner, is me in the middle of the night running the Hood to Coast leg. I think I just got finished, with my middle of the night leg. And so that was me when I met Michelle. And then the next one is 4 months later with healing my gut and in the same shirt. So, and then also my license there also, they say pictures speak 1,000 words. And I am a dietitian, and I never thought I had an unhealthy gut. I, had gone through 6 years of school and when I met Michelle, I'd already been a dietitian for, I should have this in my head, a decade and a half, probably. We'll just say that. And I knew, from my education and practice in nursing homes, and I also did outpatient work for a hospital, the diagnosis that are associated with an unhealthy gut. And I didn't have that, and I didn't have any signs. But what I did have is I had stubborn weight. I would have been a lifelong athlete. I was a Division I rower for Oregon State University. And then I played sports all through high school too. And I continued on, obviously, when I ran Hood to Coast and met Michelle. I was an athlete all my life, but weight was always just stubborn. And I had tried things. So I had tried restrictive diets. I tried calorie counting, and the weight would budge some, but it was always slow and it was lots of work. And that's just not life. You don't want life to be hard. And for you to be working on something constantly, hard, and when you're trying to just be healthy. And so, but I didn't think I had an unhealthy gut. But when I found out how Michelle helped people, I was skeptical because I'm a dietitian, and I thought I had my gut. I didn't have an unhealthy gut, but it was something I hadn't tried. And I was just desperate for something. It had been 20 years, of my adult life struggling with it, and knew that there had to be a reason why it was always so hard for me. So I gave it a try and took the plunge. And now my only regret is waiting as long as I did to place that first order. It was about 5 weeks after I met Michelle that my birthday came up, and I was just ready for something to help. And so I say I didn't have, an unhealthy gut, but what I did have was I battled with hypoglycemia for as long as I can remember. I had developed an eating disorder and battled anxiety when I was in college and then afterwards. And then I had the stubborn weight. And so, like, even though my bowel movements weren't irregular, I had other signs that my gut was just, my body was not functioning like it was supposed to. And so I started for weight management, and I started with the welcome pack that we call the Weight Loss Advanced Welcome Pack. I didn't know what Michelle was ordering for me, but I know it now. Because I was drinking caffeine all day long. I was hiding energy drinks in my coffee mug just to get through the day. I was a mom of 2 daughters at the time, and just working, being a mom, and trying to keep my energy going. And it is amazing how when you heal the gut, how so many issues that you don't even know that you're dealing with, you just think it's just life, being busy and drinking caffeine all day, hustling. That's what people do, right? That's mom life. And but what was incredible was that I started healing my gut through the ProBio 5, clearing out the yeast, and drinking the pink drinks, which are the Slim, and doing a meal replacement, just one a day. And the weight came off like never before. It was not hard at all. And after about 6 weeks in, I had lost 20 pounds very easily, easier than anything else I had ever tried. And I also realized that I was dealing with just the day-to-day stress that is just part of being a parent and working. I was dealing with that so much easier. My anxiety was so much better managed and almost non-existent. And I also just wasn't dealing with hypoglycemia. I could actually go 4 hours without needing to eat. When before, I had to always know when my next meal was going to be. I had to always make sure I had snacks with me. And I didn't realize how controlled by food I was before. And then another thing that happened is that because your body functions correctly, you sleep better and you just have more natural energy, and you don't need those energy drinks anymore. And I ended up losing 35 pounds, I think is where it hit, where I settled down and was back to high school weight, which was amazing. But my body had healed so much that it decided that I needed to have another baby. And so I now have a 9-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a newborn. Well, not newborn. He's 2 months old now. I'm going to be 43 in September. And if, the old me had been told that at 43 or 42, you're going to have another baby, I would have been devastated. I would have been stressing about, dealing with the weight gain of having another baby. I would be stressing about the lack of sleep. I would be stressing about so much. And it's amazing to have this experience now of a plexus pregnancy where it was easier than my other 2 pregnancies. I gained only about half as much weight than I did with my other pregnancies. And the recovery has just been amazing. So I'm so thankful to have had this plexus pregnancy at 42 and to have a baby. But again, like if you had talked to the old me, I would have said, no way would that ever happen. And then I would have been so just like, devastated. The old me would have been, but now he's actually smiling at me even right now. And so I am one to say, I started out being skeptical, but because I didn't have signs of an unhealthy gut, but I had signs that my body was not functioning correctly. And it's amazing when you get things aligned of what it can do and what you can experience. I mean, actual true health. So next slide. So how does plexus get to the root of health issues? So it cleans up the gut microbiome. Now, microbiome is what we call the environment that all these microbes, microorganisms live inside us. And there's good bacteria, but there's also bad bacteria, and there's other bad microorganisms. One in particular is Candida yeast. And so when you clean out the bad stuff and feed the good stuff, that's how our body actually gets the right signals, and we get that hormone balance. We get insulin under control. And so I said how I dealt with hypoglycemia before. I would eat, especially when I was pregnant, it was really bad, but I would eat something and 45 minutes later, I would start to feel my energy tank. And that's, I'd start to feel nauseous. And those are signs that your blood sugars are not being controlled very well. And insulin is a hormone, but so is, cortisol, so is estrogen, progesterone, and so many hormones are connected with the gut. And so when the good microbes are in you, giving the right signals, not false signals, or they're not stealing your energy like those unwanted microbes do, and they give off signals wanting to be fed more, that goblin food, your hormones actually work like they're supposed to, because all they are, I like to use the analogy that they are like stoplights. Either they say red for something to stop happening, or they do give you a green light, and we want those functioning correctly. And when there's microbes in there, they're interfering with those signals that our hormones give. And then decreasing your chronic inflammation, systemic inflammation. A lot of people don't realize how much poofiness they have going on, and they just think it's like that they've just gained weight, when so much of that poofiness and that bloat is just inflammation from the gut. Because again, when our body has microbes living in you that are not supposed to be there, they're wreaking havoc. They're not supposed to be living in our gut, and our gut doesn't want them there. And so that inflammation actually snowballs throughout the rest of the body, because again, signals are being released, hormones are those signals, and it's causing things to not function correctly. And so really the gut is the root of so much of our health, and the root of so many diseases, if you just start with the gut.
Okay, I'm going to go over some of our products real quick, but just with this slide, all I wanted to point out was simplicity. Getting on top of your gut health, getting on top of your health issues can actually be a very simplistic thing. And that's something that I love so much. So I'm going to Vanna White here real quick for you guys, because I like to be a visual person. So a few of the things that Joy and I have kind of covered with the gut health piece, the blood sugar, the inflammation, that kind of stuff. So what it would look like to help support that. I don't have the other one on hand. It's inside my house. But we have two products that I like to call them, like, it's kind of like a husband and wife deal. They go hand in hand. They work very synergistically together. So one of them is a probiotic. It's going to bring that good, healthy bacteria inside of you, help those good microbes thrive. This also has digestive enzymes and an antifungal, and that's going to help break down the unwanted things. It's going to help break down your food. We need to break down our food to be able to absorb the nutrients from it. That is an essential part of our body functioning. Those nutrients are essential for our survival. So it's going to help do that. It's going to help break down any extra like fungus or yeast overgrowth, those kinds of things. And then the other one that I don't have, it's a little buddy, helps remove those toxins, helps regulate everything, flushes it out of our system, because we can't just break it down and have it sitting there, because guess what? It's going to keep multiplying in our system. So removing those toxins is a really important piece of the puzzle. So those two products go hand in hand to really focus on the gut, but this is a very integrated process. So we need to do more. When it comes to blood sugar balance, insulin, reducing insulin resistance, creating insulin sensitivity is really important. We have to have our blood sugar at a stable level and not these crazy up and downs that a lot of people are experiencing from our lifestyles, from our diets, from constantly eating. So this is our cute little pink drink. Comes in these packets. You just open them up, mix it into your water, drink, enjoy, and that helps stabilize your blood sugar. This also helps feed the good bacteria in your gut as well. It also helps with some mild detoxing to remove some of those unwanted things like we were talking about. This is a very powerful guy. And I feel so calm when I drink this. I swear it helps my kids live another day every time I drink it. So it's good that I drink this, right? So this comes with that other guy that I was talking about in what is called our triplex. It is our main gut healing combo. It's a place where pretty much everyone starts, because your gut, if you haven't noticed, is the epicenter of everything going on in your life. This is like one of my absolute favorites. Like, this is one of my don't ever take this away from me. We were talking about inflammation. So we've got gut health, we have blood sugar, inflammation. That's one of the other big things. This is a really powerful natural anti-inflammatory, and it goes after the proteins that cause inflammation and eats them away. And so we have to reduce the inflammation. Inflammation is a silent killer. If we don't reduce the inflammation, it breeds disease. We cannot heal. If we're inflamed, we're not healing. Okay. So reducing the inflammation is really, really, really important. And that's why I bring in this. It's called Ease. And I love, love, love combining it. It's like my power pack with these guys here. And then, so simple system. You shake this up and you take a couple of capsules before you go to bed. Like that's basically what I do with this system. You got 3 different capsule options. You pop them when you're brushing your teeth, or I take them and then I walk into my bathroom and brush my teeth. That's me. But if some people have it sit next to their toothbrush, they take them at the same time. And then this is like, you get up in the morning, instead of pushing start on your coffee, guess what? You shake this up and it gives you some really amazing natural energy, and you don't need that coffee that's going to make you crash. And you guys, coffee makes me pee so bad. I can't drink it. If I'm going to work, I can't drink. Well, I don't go to work anymore, but when I did go to work, personal trainers can't just walk away from their clients. This is another thing that I love, love, love to add in. This is our reset, or my little orange box. This is super powerful for all of the things. I call it the punch. It says 1, 2, 3, and it's a punch. This is a nutritionally supported fast. All of your nutrition that you need is in this handy dandy little box for 3 days. It has a simple system right here. It literally tells you what to take in a beautiful order. Just add water. It's like an infomercial, you guys. All you need to do is add water. So we took the science behind fasting, which is incredible. Fasting does so many incredible benefits for your body, like resetting your metabolism, your gut, reducing inflammation, promoting sleep, improving your energy, balancing your blood sugar. So a lot of the things that we're talking about here, this does. Okay. So I love coming in, like I'm talking like this plus this home freaking run, you guys. Knock it out of the park. And like I said, simple, super, super simple. Okay, we're going to go back to our little presentation real quick for you. I'm done Vanna Whiting. And exit. Hold on, hold tight. There we go. Okay. You're muted, Joy.
Okay. Which applies to you? Do you crave sugar or carbs all day long? Are you anxious and sad? That was me. You don't sleep well. Is your skin a wreck? Your stomach is always in knots and you have digestive issues. You can't focus and have a foggy brain. I kind of struggled with that as well myself. Do you struggle to lose weight? Yep. Ding, ding, ding. That was mine. You struggle to keep healthy weight on. So it can be either way. I mean, our products help people just get their body in balance. And so whether you need to gain weight or you need to lose weight, these products help you. And are you achy and in pain? That was my husband. Absolutely. His life has been completely changed with these products. And he actually says he feels better than he has well, it was last year he said this, so better than he has in 11 years. So, and then also, do you keep needing more and more meds to manage your health? Because a lot of the times those meds are just band-aids. They're not getting to the root cause of what's causing it. So put in the comments, a number, like how many of those do you deal with in the comments? I think I said I was a 3. Yeah, was. And that's what I love about this, is that my life has done such a 180. So do you have, and then more about, just what the gut is related to. Do you have vitamin and mineral deficiencies? Because again, the gut is how our body absorbs all these things. And if it's not functioning correctly, then you're just peeing out peeing out minerals, peeing out the vitamins that your body can't absorb it. And do you catch every cold that comes around and have immune challenges? That is something that I loved this past year. After a full year of my household being on gut health, we did not get the sicknesses that went around. It was brutal from what all my friends were posting. And so I loved that. Just getting my family more healthy and all my family all on the products helped us not miss. Maybe less than, I can't even remember any long length of days that we were homesick. So, are your labs off for no apparent reason? Do you go to the doctor and say, I just don't feel good? And they're like, well, everything seems fine. You look fine. It's all in your head. Do you get told that? Because you're Michelle's raising her hand like she was told that. You have an autoimmune condition and things just keep getting worse. That was my mom. I know she absolutely, without a doubt, she had an unhealthy gut. And it just, that systemic inflammation that unhealthy gut causes just brings on autoimmune conditions and more and more. Do you have food sensitivities? Do you have no energy to stay active or struggle to recover or build muscle? And that's something I just want to speak to real quick. Like, I had an injury last spring, was down. I was doing 2 relay races last summer. Well, I was training for a half marathon too. And then an injury came on and I recovered from the injury, but I only had 5 weeks to train for CLR, which is Cascade Lakes Relay. I got back so fast from being injured, not being able to run for 2 months, got right back into it, and then ran Cascade Lakes Relay. And then 2 weeks later, did Hood to Coast, had my best Hood to Coast, pregnant, and had that COVID without even knowing it. So yeah, I was pregnant and had COVID and ran my best Hood to Coast after having to take a 2-month break from running for the injury. So gut health helps your body function like it's supposed to. So yeah.
I love that Joy still laugh about the fact that you crushed that relay and
Uh-huh.
right after we got back, you're like, oh, sorry guys, I apparently had COVID. And then a couple weeks later, oh, and I was pregnant. Oh, thank you for sharing all of that, friend. I wanted to just go talk real briefly about the business of gut health. We have an incredible company here, and a lot of my transformation, while it's very physical, it's also been mental, and the self-development that come from it is just, that's a whole nother line of it, of I am who I am today because of the business piece of it, because I leaned into it and because I saw the potential. And I also saw what we had at the ultimate level with our leaders. We are led by God-fearing men who want the best for literally everyone that's involved in the business, or not just the business, in the company. They want everyone to be blessed because they are blessed. So we're going to show this real quick, a little bit just on the compensation side of it. When you refer a friend to 3, you get rewarded real nicely. Like you can see right here, this month, if you refer 3 friends, you make $305 back, and that can go to cover your products. The beauty here is we never want you to be concerned about how you're going to be able to afford your products. If you can't afford your products, you're not going to be able to have the transformation. You're not going to be able to heal your body. If you don't take the products, you can't feel better, right? It's kind of like if you don't take your birth control, right, Joy? You can't expect to not get pregnant. If you don't take the products, you can't expect to feel better, to lose the weight, to whatever your goals are. Another thing with this is we want you to have the best results possible. So being able to afford the products, yes, but also when you bring friends on board with you, you are going to have more success. You need the accountability. And the stats are when you get started with 3 people, your best friend, your mom, your sister, whatever it looks like, your grandma, your husband. I sign up couples all the time. My husband was one of the first people I signed up, actually my mom and my best friend too. Funny that I just ran through that. You have a 90% success rate. So you are 90% likely to reach your health goals by getting started with 3 people. So while we want you to have results, that's being able to afford products and having the accountability piece of it. And so that's one of the biggest reasons I bring this into the picture. I'm here to help you. We're all here to help support you and cheer you along. And this is part of that process. The beauty of the business, you guys, I have created, like my husband and I have created our dream. Like our lives are literally our dream. We work from home. My husband has basically left his career back in February, kind of at the tail end of February, beginning of March. And we're both home full time with our children. We homeschool. We have complete freedom of our schedule of what we do every day. Yes, he does have a part-time thing he's got going. I have my business here. But we work when we want to and when we don't want to. And when we want to travel, we can travel. And when, yesterday was our daughter's birthday and we just took the day off, and it was a Monday. We took the whole day off and didn't have to do PTO or anything. The friendships in the community. Joy mentioned that we met during a relay race of something that we both love to do, running. You get part of the most beautiful, incredible community I have ever witnessed in my life. For the first time in my life since joining this, I have a community that I feel loved and accepted in 100%. I know that the people that I talk to every day have my back and love me no matter how much I screw up. They pick up the pieces and they say, let's go, Michelle. They call me out, all of that. And I truly feel that this is something that God calls us to do, is to help people. And that's what we do. We help people. And when you're helping people heal, God calls us to be healed. He wants us to be healed. And that's what our products help do. They help us heal. So we're helping heal at the ultimate level, the gut, because that is the epicenter of all of your health. Okay, so next steps for you, if you haven't ordered yet. So I'm going to run through this real quick, and I am going to drop this little. Hold on, I can't talk and type at the same time, guys. So this little link I just dropped in the chat for you guys. You can click on that. That's going to take you to a short little quiz. You'll just answer a few questions and it will make a recommendation for a pack for you to get started with. I also kind of ran through a really great place to get started with. You'll just need your friend's phone number who invited you to this to plug in to make sure you get linked to them. So first we have to get you started with your products. Obviously, that's where we're going to go. If you don't have your products, you can't start healing your body. The next step is think of those 3 people that are going to get started with you, because we want you to have that 90 to 95% success rate. And then you are going to reach out to them and say, hey, I am starting off on this incredible gut health thing. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I'm really excited. I think this would be really fun for us to do together. Would you want to check it out? And from there, you loop them in with the person that got you started, and they help get them started. They send them in, what they should order. Or you can also send them this little link, and all they need is their phone number, and they can take the quiz and get started from there as well. 2 super simple options for you. That's all. I'm going to stop sharing real quick. We're going to open up for questions super fast. Does anyone have any questions for us before we let you guys go?
None for me.
Okay, thank you for jumping on, Allie. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
So excited. You should get your products in a couple days.
Yes, they get here Thursday. I'm excited.
I love that you already know that.
Not tracking it at all.
Good. Don't stalk that mailman. I've never done that. Like, oh my gosh, I'm out, you guys. When's it coming? No one come yet today.
We have the highway closed.
Actually, sorry, I do have a question.
Go ahead, Jess.
So I'm doing the reset right now. I'm on day 2, and I've always had just constant constipation. It's just something that always happens with me. I haven't I thought I would have just be expelling tons of everything, right? And I just haven't, and I'm wondering if that's something that comes more slowly, or if that should be happening. I know it's maybe TMI, but I'm obviously
there's no TMI here.
right?
We talk about poop a lot. I literally ask people
Fantastic.
how their poop looks every day. So we're
Fantastic.
normal. I'm also a mom, and I have an autoimmune digestion disorder. So poop is so normal for me.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So the reset is not a cleanse.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yes.
no, you should not be running to the bathroom, sitting on the toilet, living there, anything of the sort. It affects everyone differently. I do have some people that end up a little bit more on the loose bowel movements on the reset. I have some people that end up a little more constipated, but that's kind of our products in general, because that's part of the detoxing process, and everyone detoxes differently. So some people end up, and some people are totally in the middle, everything just ran through and we were totally fine, normal.
Great. Okay.
Do you have BioCleanse?
No, this is my first thing that I purchased from you guys.
Okay, so you absolutely 100% need to get some BioCleanse. You need this. BioCleanse was the other little one that I don't have right here. You need the triplex. So you need the Slim, the ProBio 5, and the BioCleanse, because constipation is actually a really bad thing.
Yes.
If y'all, both ends are really bad. Your toxins are literally sitting in your body, and your body just keeps trying to pull poop is a toxin, FYI. Your body just keeps trying to pull those toxins out the longer your poop is sitting in your body. We're being just totally, I'm not even gonna politically correct on this. It's poop.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure you're eliminating regularly, and that system is going to do it. Definitely need to hit up some BioCleanse.
Okay.
Right.
Sounds fantastic.
Just triplex is what I was gonna get you started on after we looked at welcome packs, after you completed your reset. That was where I was going to be starting you when you were ready.
Fantastic. Thank you, Amanda.
You're welcome. And believe me, my husband knows about not getting this out. We went to the hospital over it. So
Right.
yeah, we're feeling better.
Okay. Sounds good.
You don't want to get impacted.
No. And it's never been to that point, but yeah, it's not where I want it to go.
We got you.
Thanks, ladies.
You're
Right.
welcome. All right, ladies, thanks so much for hanging out with us. I think everyone's, yes. I'm like, shoot. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate it. And we look forward to helping you on your journey.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Enjoy.